said you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick. I'm bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a little bit about something and a lot about something else. And a little bit about what I want to talk about today is the fact that, as the song says, as the song said, you can't stop a song from playing. You can't stop a song from continuing. What that means to me is my work that I'm doing right now will end when there is no disability. There is no disability. There is no there is no more disability, or there's no more challenges in life. That's what I'm saying by that. And the other thing I want to talk about today is the fact that in the grand scheme of things, it's just a case of everybody thinks that, oh, everything's gonna be okay with the state and everything. But keep in mind that the services we get are run by the state and the federal government. So I kind of have to lean towards a democratic point of view, because that's where my funding comes from for my agencies, so, and my services. So I kind of have to lean on the democratic side of things. So you're going to hear me speak a lot for the near future and for the time frame of today. That, you can only do so much without money, but the job is not about the money. It's about how much you care about the people that you work with. And caring about the people you work with is more important. Caring about the people you work with is more important than the money they're getting just as long as they're doing a quality job. Money is important, but doing a quality job is more important. You can have as many qualifications as anybody wants, but having the piece of paper that says you have the qualifications doesn't mean nothing unless you know how to use the qualifications. And the biggest qualification to me is caring about who you work with and the quality of work, not so much the standards of which the agencies are telling you to do things. Because at the end of the day, folks, the situation is, it's all about the numbers of clients agencies have. And I'm not saying they don't care at all. In the sense of UCB is the agency I work with, so I'm going to talk about them. They genuinely care about the job. They genuinely care about who they're working for, what they're doing. But what I mean by that is the fact that they genuinely take the time and listen to the individuals and try to do best they can, but when it comes down to it, money matters, okay? There are some people in that in the case management position with an agency like the one I'm talking about that don't make, they make a little more than what you make at Walmart, but not much. So the more money we can get for the people that work with us, the more quality care we're gonna have when we're looking for people. Okay? When we are looking for people, we'll get it so difficult to find people because I understand people want a job and people need to get a job to live, but also people need to have compassion about what they do. And if you're coming in and just need a job, in my opinion, the PCA and the caregiving is not it. You gotta care about caregiving. You can't just do caregiving and then you can't just be a caregiver. It's gotta be in you before you can care for anybody else. As they say, you gotta care about yourself before you can care about anybody else. Now, I know I've talked about this a lot But there's also the fact that I sometimes forget, and I want the clients that can understand what I'm saying to listen to me very closely. Or read the closed captioning on the bottom of your screen so I can tell you what I've got to tell you. You, as a client, or as a boss, as somebody else's boss, you have responsibilities to give people the tools that they need to do the job. If you don't tell them what you need, or have family members help you tell them what you need, then they're not going to know how to take care of you. So one of the things I did was I created a What About Brian book. And what that is I took everything from Midwest to my likes, dislikes, how people can address me, how people can let me pick out my own clothes, that kind of thing. So that's all in a book. So if somebody forgets, you don't have to repeat yourself, and you don't have to repeat yourself and make a big deal out of it. Now, having a book does not mean you don't have the responsibility to remind people what to do. But one thing you can't do is get mad at somebody if you don't remind them to do something you forgot to do yourself. You cannot make the BCAs responsible for something if you don't tell them you need something done. Okay? If you do, you kind of just as guilty as they are for not doing it, because you didn't tell them what you wanted done, so they didn't know what to do. That becomes an issue should you be called into the labor board, because you cannot make somebody responsible if you don't tell them what to do. So therefore, all they're gonna have to do is tell the labor board, well, you didn't tell me what to do. Now, this may sound stupid to some people, but I even had to write in the book that nobody can do their own laundry in my washer. What I mean by that is BCAs have, in the past, did laundry, their own laundry, in my washer. Okay? That had to be documented so that people don't do that. Otherwise, if it's not posted or documented, then I can't do anything about it if people do it. Okay? I have been accused of, in the past and recently, how if I fire somebody for not showing up, there's another reason why I fired them. It's not because they didn't show up. No, I fired somebody because they didn't show up to work. I didn't fire them for any other reason. When I made the mistake with the door, was I angry? Yes. But I did not, and I would not fire somebody for something that I made a mistake on. I would fire somebody if they don't show up to work, okay? And the fact that it was four different times I had a staff not show up to work, or call out and say, I'm not coming in 10 minutes before the shift, and expect me to be able to find someone to come in. That's not always possible. But what is possible, and you can control, is how you react to those things. People have lives, people have difficulties. Check in with your staff, find out where they are. Find out where they are personally, find out where they are in their heads, find out if the job is too much for them, find out if you can help them in any way by adjusting their schedule. Don't just go to the automatically to firing them, because you're not going to find too many people to work with you if you just go firing people willy-nilly and saying, well, you can't do the job because you forgot one thing during the day. That's not going to be a productive way to live your life or keep staff that'll be willing to help you. Now, as you can see, and I will openly admit this, but I ran out the door and it may have gotten a little spaghetti sauce on my face. Am I going to blame that on the staff? Am I going to blame that on being in a hurry to get out the door? It's not blood or anything. It's just a little spaghetti sauce stuck to my hair. So if people are wondering what's orange on my face, that's what that is. And I will take care of that when I get home. But you see in a case like that, I can't hold the PCA responsible because I didn't make sure all the spaghetti sauce was up my face before I left the house. But again, that's not makeup. That's just spaghetti sauce on the face. Well, what can I say? This is live TV. It's not that big a deal, but this is one of the examples of what I'm saying. things happen that people have to deal with. And like I said, and I'm not saying for somebody to immediately take care of my face, but this is just an example of the situation where something was missed, and how I address it would be how I address it is how it's going to be handled. How I address it is how it's going to be received. See, if I go in to my house this afternoon, yell at the person for making my face a little orange on the bottom lip, but that won't get the results done. I gotta talk to people and make them understand that they gotta pay more attention to how my face looks. But things happen, and what I want people to realize is we're human too. People make mistakes all the time. Even people in wheelchairs make mistakes. We inherently living in a chair like mine, because you can pull out for a minute if you would please. Zoom out so that people can see the whole chair. If you live in a chair like mine, to walk around, to drive around, you're gonna get angry. You're gonna get upset once in a while. You're gonna get frustrated with the fact that you can't do everything everybody else can. But you need to realize people are doing the best they can, and life is full of challenges. And, okay, Kelsey. Life is full of challenges, and you can only do what you can do, and God can only, you can only handle, you can't handle. God doesn't give you what you can't handle. Look at what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to you about challenges, and I'm talking to you about being easy situations and situations that come up in anybody's life. Somebody can forget to wipe their face or forget to wipe the spaghetti sauce on my face. But I can't. The thing is, I can't do it for myself. So therefore, it's a bigger deal for me than it is for you. You can just walk in the bathroom and finish cleaning up your face. But I can't do that. I gotta rely on other people to do that. And as you can see, again, I'm not making fun of anybody, but I'm just pointing I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just pointing out the fact that we make mistakes. And we are human, and you caregivers are human. People are gonna fail. And there's no one that is not capable of forgetting something other than Jesus Christ. When we come back, I will continue the conversation and tell you something that's coming up in the future, and we'll go from there. Thank you, folks. We'll be right back.
You're the God of this city. You're the King of these people. You're the Lord of this nation. You are. You're the light in the darkness. You're the hope to the hopeless. You're the peace to the restless. You are. There is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things have yet to come, and greater things are still to be done here. You're the Lord of creation, the creator of all things. You're the King above all kings. You are. You're the strength in our weakness. You're the love to the broken. You're the joy in the sadness. You are. 'Cause there is no one like our God. There is no one like you, God. Greater things yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. As glory shines from hearts alive with praise to you and love for you in this city. Greater things are yet to come, and greater things are still to be done in this city. Greater things yet to come, greater things still to be done here. Thank you, God, you are not done here, Lord. Greater things in this city. Oh, Lord. Thank you, God.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick bringing you an episode of Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Thank you, Nick Winter, for giving us that wonderful song. And there's things to be done in this city. Obviously, there's things to be done everywhere. But again, like I said, if you don't tell people what you need, or talk to your congressman, talk to your city council, and tell them what you need, they don't know and they can't address it. Now, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, but I'm going to do this, and this will help you and the city and the powers that be know what you want. If you guys will email me at Wheeling the Pathway to Life, Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com, Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com, any concerns about potholes for wheelchairs, bad streets, bad sidewalks, water problems, I will pass them along with the city to Ricardo Morales, and he will hopefully put them on the list. And the reason why I bring that up is it's going to be in a while, but on the 20th of this month, I will be bringing on Ricardo via Skype, via Zoom. I'll be in studio, but he'll be at the office, and we can have a discussion. Him and I can have a discussion about where they are, what they're doing to help the city. But again, if you don't tell him what you need or how important something is, I spoke to him today, and he said, and he gave me the green light. And sometimes I think I'm joking when I say this, but sometimes I think he regrets it by giving me the green light to do this. But he knows I speak from a perspective of a constituent that really wants the city to be the best it can be and be as safe as it can be for the people around here, and especially for people in wheelchairs, but overall, anybody in the Pittsfield area. We want the city to be the best it can be. We just need to take a little bit of work, a little bit of patience, which I know patience is hard to come by. But we just need to take a little bit of patience, a little bit of time, and a little bit of compassion, and let things happen as they may. And just inform people what they can do to help us. And we need to ask the questions of when is this going to happen, but we need to make clear to people, what can we do to help you do your job? We can't demand something unless we make the effort to help them. We gotta help them help us to do things. If they don't recognize something's important, they're not gonna get it done. And to be honest with you, and I will pause here for a minute to give you guys a minute to think about what I'm gonna say. More importantly, what we need to do, the reason why they don't do a lot of things quickly is they know how important it is, but other people don't. Okay? The funding sources, again, the funding sources, funding is a very difficult thing. And the funding sources need to see it as an important thing to deal with. If they don't, then, you know, I don't care how many times I argue with Ricardo or argue with the city council or argue with the police department. If there's nothing they can do because of funding, we need to go somewhere else. I'm gonna take a risk here and announce something. And if anybody here can kind of make sure that, or anybody out there can help me get in touch with Congressman Congressman Neal. I'd love to have him on the show. I know he's extremely busy in Washington with what's going on down there, but I'd love to have him on the show at some point. Getting Congressman Neal on. Maybe we'll bring on Congressman Neal and Trisha Bouvier at the same time, and just have a good discussion and see what they can see where we are in these times, and see what we can do to help. Because the bottom line is the more we can do to inform them what we need and what's important to us, they can go back and say, we need this. Our constituents are trying to do the best they can. People in wheelchairs need services. People in nursing homes need services. They're being cut. We need more safety in facilities. We need more door openers so people in wheelchairs can get into places, and we need more focus on the ADA, or we need to change something with the ADA. I'm just coming up with possibilities where some people can have problems, but the more I know, the more I can relate to these people like Congressman Neal, which I will be contacting at some point in my life. At some point in my life real soon, because with what's going on in Washington today, I have quite a bit to say today, meaning in the current climate. That's the man I need to talk to. Along with other people, but he understands what's going on. And believe me, I sat in on a town hall phone call meeting the other night, and he was very, very opinionated, told us exactly what he was doing financially and exactly what he was asking for. And I will back him 100% on what he was saying. And I'll make sure, if I can get him on the air, we talk about exactly what he was talking about during the town hall, telephone town hall meeting he was having from Washington, as bringing it back home to the state of Massachusetts, as far as what was going on out there and what they're trying to do to make life easier and more affordable and keep the necessary services that we need. Now, we can blame the government for not doing what we need, but again, if we don't tell them what we need, and don't speak up and be free, as freedom of speech, as President Trump said the other day, he changed, he brought back actual freedom of speech. I hate to tell you, pal, but freedom of speech has always been here. People are just afraid to actually say what they want to say. And you may have brought up a point so people can say it, but in this country, freedom of speech is freedom of speech, and First Amendment is First Amendment. And let me tell you something, with respect and with dignity and with compassion, okay, I will have all that and the respect and the compassion for where I am and what I'm talking about, but this show is going to be, from now on, very, very honest, and there will be controversial subjects that people may not agree with, but I have the ability to do it, and I have the ability to say it just like anybody else. Whether you choose to say it or not, that's your choice, and I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot. They can say what they want as far as whether it's appropriate or not. But what I'm saying is people need to in general, what I'm saying is people need to speak up and not be afraid to say what they need, and not be afraid to state their opinion and state their view on things, and that's how this country works, is freedoms. And we might as well be in a third world country if we're not able to speak freely, we're not able to do what we want within reason. We don't want to go out and hurt people. We don't want to go out and intentionally say something that's going to hurt people, but we do want the freedom to make choices. And God gives us the freedom to make choices. And I'm going to exercise those rights on this show and give people the right to say what they want on my show within reasons, with the caveat, with the understanding and the disclaimer that any subject that I talk about on the show, okay, is not the opinion of, necessarily the opinion of the station or its partners, or the fact that they're completely the opinions are mine and mine alone. They are not affiliated with the station. They are not affiliated with the board of directors of the station. They're not affiliated with necessarily with UCP or its affiliates or any of the agencies I work with, including my staff. They are mine and mine alone. But I am going to state them, and I am going to make darn sure that the people on my show have are comfortable enough talking to me that they can say what they want, and they can say what they want within reason. They can't swear. They can swear. They can yell and scream, but within limits of that too. But I am over the next year. In a couple of months, I'll be signing up for another year of this show. And I can promise you one thing, the show will be a well thought of show, but it's going to be direct and to the point, so we can try to make change, positive change, because like John Lewis said, we want to make good trouble. We don't want to make bad trouble, but we want to make enough trouble, good trouble, so people listen to what we have to say. And whether I have to go knocking on people's doors or staying on the computer for hours on Zoom to get my point across, or come here every week to do my show for people with disabilities. I, myself, am out to make a difference for as long as I can, and to make a lasting difference, and to make a positive change in my life and other people's lives. And if anybody doesn't like that, then that's their problem, not mine. Because like I'm gonna say, for those people that argue, cause problems, for people that, for situations that they don't understand, and that they have an opinion on, that they don't, they can have an opinion, but until they know the situations of everything, if somebody hasn't been what I've been through, you don't understand what I'm talking about. But I'm going to teach you as much as I can about what I'm talking about. But I'm going to say something. The people that complain about some ridiculous, stupid stuff like nobody's getting back to me, nobody's getting back to me, nobody's talking, nobody's calling me back from the city. How many times have you called the city on one situation? You probably only called them once about a situation. How can they take care of something if you only call them once? If you only call them once and you don't get a response in a couple of days, call again. Okay? My question to you is, anybody that wants to complain about anything, think of it this way. Think about how lucky you are to be able to move. Think about how lucky you are to be able to get up, walk around, go out, outside, pick up something else off the ground. Okay? I am in a wheelchair. What's your problem? What's the excuse you have to not do the things you can do to make this place and your life better for yourself? I'm doing it by doing this show. Now, I have a question for you. I'm in a wheelchair. What's your excuse? Why don't you do what you can for yourself? Because I'm doing more in a wheelchair in my life than I probably would if I was walking around. I will not sit in this chair and feel sorry for myself. I will not say, with this reason, I will not say, oh, what, this person isn't doing what I told him to do. Did I take the responsibility and show the person and tell the person what I wanted them to do? The answer is no. I didn't tell them what I wanted, so I cannot hold them responsible for not doing what I wanted them to do. Now, what I'm saying to you is, you can hold people responsible, but in some cases, you're just as responsible as they are for what you're responsible as much as they are if you don't express what you need to say to them to get what you need to get done. Okay? So, in the last 2 minutes that I have, if anybody has any information for the city or any ideas for shows, they can get hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. It's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. Now, on March 20th, I will be live with Ricardo Morales. And I may take some of the questions that people ask and some of the suggestions for Ricardo into consideration when I'm planning the show. But with that, folks, we will be back next week. Have a good afternoon, folks. And again, this has been Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathway to Life Unplugged. We'll see you all next week. Thank you.
Can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. 'Cause when the spirits move, and His will be done. You can bury the workman, but the work will